I love it, man. Big production with a smaller stuff.
We're getting better
This
as
is
we go.
awesome, man.
Oh.
See, right.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How you been?
Oh man, it's we're almost to the middle of the semester, and things are tightening up a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's all right. It's equivalent to like the oscillations of like the wave functions, where things are cycles when you look at it like from the front, but from the side it's like this.
Yeah.
So things get like and then like and then and
Are you in any 8-week courses, or are you in all 16?
I have one 8-week course and then 4 full term course.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I have one 16-week course and 5 8-week courses.
What? So
Yeah.
wow. So the pressure for you is gonna be like. Whew.
Well, so I'm in 3 right now,
Oh,
and then
they
I'll do another 2. Like I have 2 more classes.
Oh.
So I've got 3 finals next week.
Yeah.
And then I start 2 new classes, but it's one less class, so it should be a lot better because this semester has been a kick in the pants.
It's been a kick in the pants, and I'll tell you what, the semesters vary too. Like spring and fall have different feels.
Oh yeah,
to it. So I think that we haven't gone far from our original hunter-gatherer thing, like grouping, because there's a time to sow and then to kind of feed the plants, and then you harvest, and then that last season you just sit back and relax and benefit from what you did. And even though society has changed, these biologically, we still feel those things.
Yeah.
It's hard to start school in the fall when it's cold and you want to be hibernating.
Yeah.
And then it warms up, and then at the end you're like, spring semester comes around, we're like, we start strong, and then the summer, it's kind of interesting to see these cycles.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned a little bit the first time we spoke about it, is we have our own clocks, minutes, hours, and even the calendar, which is days, weeks, and months. And we have that clock on the sky with the planets that have decades or centuries or whatever, and those things influence as well, like the age of Aquarius, where we're coming into, leaving the age of Pisces. You can see how money is starting to be digital, lots of things. Aquarius is very hip, like very about the people. It's so you kind of can see that translation. I don't know. Do you see?
I definitely think like it's. Oh, sorry. It's my drink water alarm.
Need it.
I think I definitely agree with you. Humanity has been accelerating, like the kind of the evolution of humanity. Like it took how many thousands of years to get to steam engines, and then it took like 100 to 150 to get to the internet.
Right. It's nuts.
That's with a stop on the moon, in between, the like they talk about how like the first space shuttle, or the first like moon lander. I mean, this thing could have run 100 of those simultaneously, and it's in my pocket, So I definitely think like when you talk about going into a different era, I do think that yes, we are kind of going into that digital era that's more pronounced, and it's kind of the final Wild West right now. Like they're trying to clamp down on some of that, kind of like international government stuff going on with trying to do different things, and I'm curious to see how that plays out because it's so, like I said, the internet's been the Wild West. Like it's
Are you an Earth sign, by the way?
I don't know what that is.
What month is your birthday?
November.
Like early November?
November 13th.
So early November. Yeah, you're a Scorpio then. Yeah, that's you're a water sign.
Okay.
So that's another thing with nature. Like people that in the farm business know that there's a time, like even lunar cycles, there's a time to plant like that is optimal. You know, but also according to the sun. So the sun and the moon. But you got these animals and these plants with these personalities based on when they're born and stuff. And it's a psychological and biological predisposition. So even though you can line up I'm a Pisces, so you could line up a bunch of Pisces, and it's like lining up a bunch of Indians or Chinese people. They understand each other's biological and psychological language, but they don't all do the same things.
Yeah.
You know? But it's just like less words. Like, oh, you get this. So there's like less introductions.
Yeah.
And so same with feminine signs, like water and earth, and then you got fire and air signs that also typically work out as a couple, you know, like, I mean, but it's interesting to see this because like psychology and biology are not separate, you know. So we're in our mother's womb 9 months, and there's 3 months that we're out here that we haven't been outside of the womb. So there are some things that we do really well, but because of that, there are deficiencies because our body is sucking out those nutrients more than others. So that means that there could be ailments attached to specific cultures, like even astrological, you know, cultures.
Yeah.
You know, and that's mind blowing to think about, you know, that there's an order to everything, you know, and to tie those things with like medical school and like the things that happen. I mean, it's interesting to see these little connections. You know? Yeah. And I think that there is an awakening happening, that people are starting to like learn more about it. I started because I wanted to learn more about who I was. Like, what is this disturbance in my head? Why am I like this? Why do I feel like there are things that are opposing things inside, you know? And it just has to do with the different elements. I'm a Pisces, I'm a water sign, but down the line, there are other things that make me up that are fire, or other things, and they look like they're fighting each other. But it's all about magnetism, like female, the earth. When you hug a tree, it's taking it away. It's magnetism. But the earth radiates. It's masculine, so it's giving us that heat. You can feel it hitting your skin. So it's magnetism and radiation. So there are things that if we can learn how to make our insides work together so it's not conflicting, then we can get along with the people out here too. Yeah. You know, it's a wild ride in the brain, you know. Like,
do you think it's harder now because of kind of the way we communicate with each other? Like, do you think some of that is lost because it's through the cold, like a text message, an email? Like, there's no warmth that can come through that?
Yes, there is something. There are some things that are lost because, especially after COVID with the isolation, which is fascinating because there are some people that never got isolated, like myself, working in the medical field. There are a lot of people in America that don't suffer from that trauma because they never stop working.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider. So, but the touch, the personality, there's an aura, there's a there's a thing that's happening here. Like oxygen and hydrogen are gases that you cannot see. But when you put two hydrogens and an oxygen together, they're both something together that they weren't before. And it's tangible now. You could drink this H2O. Yeah. You see? So whenever we meet people, we're no longer our own selves. We are both something else, you know, and that's why you can find people that are better for building businesses because of this. This is a really great pattern to follow, but we lost some of that stuff. Yeah, I think we're trying to make up for those things with emojis and memes and things like that to, you know, add a little more personality. But there's a
flaw in the medium.
Yeah, there's
a flaw, like, because I was thinking about this, like you mentioned COVID, like COVID, influencers were a thing before COVID.
Yes.
But when COVID took off and everybody was stuck at home and you had a massive influx of people who were like, I'm going to start making YouTube videos, or I'm going to start making TikTok videos or whatever. And that became their entire thing. I mean, it doesn't matter how much of a fan you are of that person, and you can watch every video, you could see every social media post or whatever. There is never actually any real interaction.
Right.
So while you think you're connecting to that person,
you are. You think you are.
Yeah, but it's like it's a parasocial. Like it's not real.
It's an interesting phenomenon because it happens with sitcoms and things like that. You feel like you're part of the clique and the family and all that, you know. But they don't know you. So if you were to go out in the street, like, hey, I know you, they're like, who are you?
Yeah.
But we have that, like, it's like a phantom little sense of like, oh, we know this person, you know, and that they take that advantage of that because, I mean, that sells too.
Yes.
You follow these people, you get emotionally attached, and now they're kind of like, hey, buy this, buy that, you know. But it's part of also the age of Aquarius where, like, jobs are now moving online. You know, they're all moving online. Money is digital. You know, everything's moving into this kind of digital. It's an
intangible.
Air sign. Yeah, it's an air sign. So it's like intellectual type of, you know, deal. Yeah, it's not tangible.
Yeah.
Like an earth sign is more. Earth signs can feel the five senses more than the other signs. They're like here. You know, where air, water, and fire are like everywhere else, you know. They're like here, they're pragmatic, you know. So an age of an earth sign would be more material. But now it's like wavelengths, like air waves, you know, air sign, Aquarius, you know. It's interesting to see these phases. But even within like how we're reacting to them as different signs too. You know? But yeah, everything has changed. And everything changed in the last generation to here and their generation. Like, it seems more wholesome going back in time and, like, more progressive heading into the future. But it's a perspective thing, to be honest, because it kind of tells me things are changing. What is right or wrong, it's just different. It's a different language, and if you don't keep up with the language, you kind of stay, these whippersnappers, get off my lawn. You know, you stay in the past, and, you know, and I like to stay with the program, not necessarily inject myself into it, but learn how to communicate, and how to go around. And I've seen some hip old people. Oh man, I love those guys. I'm like, man. They put me to shame a little bit, you know.
There's some neat people out there.
Yes, it takes all kinds, man. And I always looking. I know everybody has things that they lack, but everybody has these outliers, these things that they do expertly, and those are the things I look to and say, I want to learn how to do that like that. And I think that's how kind of I built myself, is looking at how people do things well. I'm going to adapt that to myself, you know. Yeah, and I think that's what I've gathered from, like, learning all the cultures, all the astrological cultures, even ethnicities. Like, different kind of foods or dances
Yeah.
or moves, the way they think. It changes me, and I think I've diving that deep, rabbit holing basically. I've come out with kind of just being a better person, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, being able to empathize with others is such a massive, like, leg up on understanding everybody else. Just, I think that's a big problem today. Is nobody wants to. Nobody want. That's all these cultivated, these walled gardens they've made, and anybody. It's like it's the NIMBYism, right? Not in my backyard, kind of a thing for anybody who doesn't fit that. You know, whether it be racial, gender, economic class. Shoot, I mean, people are getting fights over sports teams.
Yeah,
but I mean that goes back decades or
I'll
centuries.
tell you what. See, I'm from a little town, or not that little, but a city called Rochester, New York. It's upstate, you know, and they're Bills fans. But that's in Buffalo, you know.
Yeah.
And you get the Dolphins playing there. It's guaranteed a fight. It's guaranteed. You know, also like New York Yankees and the Red Sox. And everybody, I guess, prejudice or pride in a within an order is it's nice because that's why we have diversity. When you discriminating, that's the part that it's like, hey, you know, I'm this culture. Hey, let me celebrate that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But when it's like, no, this is the only one that's correct and the rest are wrong.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one they're like, I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's one race. It's the human race.
Oh.
And it takes all kinds of kinds. We are different shades of clay. I heard that one somewhere. And I got shocked when I first came here to Oklahoma and I saw red dirt. I'm like, what is that? See? But that's a different shade of clay.
Yeah.
You know, and when you travel the world, it's somebody said wheat as well. I mean, but I like that. I mean, it's hey, we're still as humans in this together, trying to figure it out together.
Yeah.
Let's figure out how we can do that, because there is nobody like you, Cameron. There's nobody like you, so there's no competition. Because even if they're doing the same things you are doing, no one can do it like you do, and that's why there is really no competition. Even if we're doing it to progress and to have high standards, at the end of the day, we need everybody.
Yeah.
Truly. And social media is a killer of dreams because you're comparing.
Yeah.
No, we don't need that.
Looking at everybody else's highlight reel.
Highlights, but they don't look at how many times they did that.
Yeah.
You know? But, I mean, practice makes good, makes better, makes great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out again.
Hey, I always appreciate the time, man.
I know, man. It's always fun.
Yes.
One day I'll get a camera that can last longer.
Bro.
And we'll go. We'll make a marathon of it.
Shoot, sounds good to me. Dude, always a pleasure, man.
Yep.
Seriously.
Oh.
Shoot, dude. Yeah. Man, I'll tell you, there's so much we could talk about.